Welcome back to the 2011 NWCA All Star Classic here on FCS. Back underway here at the 2011 NWCA All Star Classic with Ben Bennett of Central Michigan wearing the green anklet and the maroon and gold of the Chippewas. And our second Wyoming Cowboy of the night and our fourth Cowboy overall, Joe LeBlanc, a three-time All-American, joined here on Fox College Sports by a guy that knows these parts pretty well. I'm still going to say it, man. It's the A-Train Aaron Simpson in the house. Giving us a little perspective. What do you think so far of our matches here at the Wells Fargo Arena?
It's been great. It's been great so far. Great turnout. Had a little controversial match there with B.J. Futrell and Jordan Oliver, but the scoring was finally figured out.
And in your perspective, I thought 8-7 should have been the correct score.
It was the right score. They just, the table here was lacking a little bit, but it was good. The refereeing has been a little questionable at times on some of these stall calls, but for the most part, it's been great. It's been a great duel.
Right now, we're watching Joe LeBlanc, a three-time All-American, a two-time Western Wrestling Conference champion in the white, from tiny Meeker, Colorado. Now in on a shot and getting into a scramble situation with a guy like Bennett, who Tom Borelli says has got some uncoachable traits with the funk. We saw some of that with Jason Welsh earlier at 157 pounds. Now here's LeBlanc, does a little bit of the same, still trying to improve his position and working up. Now Bennett, if he slips his leg the other way, if he can clear it, would be in a pretty good position to score a takedown, but LeBlanc not letting go. Bennett, a two-time All-American already. Still nothing yet.
Bennett down on a single.
Now Bennett comes out control, grabs both ankles and gets control, takes an early 2-0 lead. Good scramble there.
Yeah, great scramble. You can't go wrong with Wyoming right now with the coaching staff that they have. It's pretty impressive to have a kid coming out of there like that.
Yeah. In case you're wondering where Meeker, Colorado is, you're not alone. It is in the northwest corner, not exactly on the western slope, but pretty close. It's out there. Now Bennett getting in a little, you don't want to do this with LeBlanc. He can roll around pretty good too. Reaches back, scoops the head. Now got a reverse situation. He's going to have Bennett. Had him in trouble momentarily. And still a spaghetti wrestling situation. 1 point escape. He's going to earn the escape.
Got an escape there. That was, that's the type of wrestling that we need right there. That's what makes the sport important, I think. Makes it exciting.
Well, as far as the All-Star Classic goes, this is a special event, 46th year. What's it mean, do you think? What do you think it means to these athletes to be on this stage to showcase college wrestling?
It's big. My junior year I got to actually compete in it, and I was really excited to be out here. And I was actually in Clarion University at the time, but it was a big.
They brought you from Tempe to Clarion?
Yeah, oh God.
In February-ish?
It was crazy, and I dueled the night before. I got on a plane and flew out there. So
you probably would have been a fan of the earlier season All-Star like we have now.
Exactly. That was the change that needed to be made.
Also, the change was made 2003, 4, 5 range in there, and it's kind of opened the door for a lot of people to not bail out of the match. Of course, people pull out every year for a variety of injuries, but with it previously being late in the season and it not counting, I think the pressure's off here a little bit to go out and put on a good show, knowing it's not going to affect your NCAA seeding, or if you've got some bumps and bruises throughout the course of the season, why are you going to risk it that close to nationals?
Yeah, exactly. I think they made a better call by bringing it early, and I'd kind of like to see him maybe add some weight to it, give him a weight advantage. It might make it a little better for guys that are cut and make that a hard cut early.
First period, Bennett leading 2-1, has choice and will start down. Riding time not a factor. 24 seconds in favor of Bennett. Rockford, Michigan native.
Yeah, I saw him wrestle in the state tournament out there when he was in high school and was really impressed with him.
Powerful and funk. That's not
you don't put those
two traits that go together. And
yeah.
A 1 point escape for Bennett. He'll go up 3-1. Bennett went 30-8 last year, 4-0 this year. Was 8th as a freshman at 174 pounds. Moved up. Was 6th as a freshman at 174. Took 8th last year. He's a junior. While LeBlanc looking to become a 4-time All-American this year.
Yeah, they don't have too many of those out of Wyoming either. That's what's impressive.
You don't have a whole lot of those out of anywhere.
Yeah, anywhere. Yeah, no kidding.
Of course, you talk credentials, you talk about a guy that doesn't have a whole lot of wrestling credentials that's done an awesome job at Central Michigan, was Tom Borelli.
Yeah.
Wrestled at the Citadel and is one of those guys that proves you don't need to be a name to be a good coach. And he's proven it time and time again at Central Michigan and producing guys like Ben Bennett.
I mean, he took that program from nothing and to, you know, one of the top 5 programs in the country. Brought him up to full scholarship and everything, which isn't easy to do.
Potentially dangerous situation as LeBlanc's knee went into more of an obtuse triangle. Once you get past the right angle, you know, the isosceles, they're fine.
Yeah, when it goes obtuse, that's
geometry knowledge here, courtesy of Aaron Simpson.
not me.
47 seconds remaining in period number 2. Ben Bennett
In on a single.
the 3-1 lead. LeBlanc on the attack. And do you think Bennett's going to want to get in any of those scramble positions like he did in that first period?
Well, that's what you
Could
wonder.
have been troublesome. Oh, that knee. Tough again. Ow! They're letting that go?
They're letting that go nowadays because of Kerry Cole out, I guarantee it.
Now LeBlanc screaming out. They
Screaming for
finally
the knee a
stop
little
it.
bit.
That should have been stopped 20 seconds ago, I think.
But you know, guys are putting themselves there.
I don't think he put himself there,
He
though.
jumped over the top. I mean, Kerry Cole out used to do it all the time. And I think more and more matches nowadays are, you know, they're letting guys go because people put themselves there. Now that was extreme. Yeah, that was.
15 to go, a 3-1 lead for Bennett. Remember Joe LeBlanc? 112 wins coming into the season. 28-3 last year. 3-0 already this year. End of the second period.
Another thing about having these duels in November is the conditioning is a little different, you know? I mean,
Well, I think we saw that at 133.
Oh, yeah.
And
Jordan
with
Oliver's
Oklahoma
usually in
State
shape.
not having the opportunity to wrestle those duels because of that unfortunate plane crash in this.
Oh, yeah.
You know, they didn't wrestle Missouri and Rutgers. That would have given Oliver a good chance to get down to weight. Here he had to do it on this stage.
Yeah.
And it didn't look great doing it, but situation. There we see that funk. With Bennett riding on top. There's LeBlanc.
Got a reversal.
Comes around, gets that reversal. Ties it up 3-3. Now they start the riding time clock.
He's got to get about a minute and a half of riding time here to score that point.
About a minute and 10-second differential between LeBlanc's current count and the dissension of the match clock.
Yeah.
It's another big word here, dissension. Meaning descend, not descent. I think I might have just made that up. 1 point escape for Bennett. Now takes a 4-3 lead, so all that riding time talk we can just throw out the window.
Exactly. It's going to come down to a takedown, you know, a low single.
There LeBlanc gets in on that ankle, drives up, doubles off,
Bennett
head-to-toe
trying to roll
scramble.
under.
Pendleton was waving his arm, looking for some near fall. LeBlanc trying to get behind and clear his ankle. Very different wrestling nowadays than your
crazy.
time there, huh?
It's advanced, isn't it?
Just make up stuff as you go, and that becomes the style. 10 years ago, that was
Stalemate.
odd.
Coming back up. Yeah.
Now that's normal.
That's the biggest thing is scrambling has become an art form, a technique.
Well, it's not just the little guys anymore. These guys are rock solid 184 pounds. I mean, these aren't, 125-pounders mixing it up like we saw with Bedley and Patterson earlier.
I think they're going to Ben Askren wrestling camps there for a little bit. The weekend camps. 25 seconds
Yeah, they're in
left.
the Max Askren section for the guys above
That's
74.
true.
20 to go.
Inside trip.
Quick takedown,
nice
and
takedown.
Joe LeBlanc gonna take a 5-4 lead.
Bennett gets an escape. He can tie it, but it's not looking
Trying
like
to break
he's gonna
Bennett
go.
down on the mat. Chris Pendleton likes what he sees there with short time. 2-1 and 5-4. Joe LeBlanc gonna come from behind and beat Ben Bennett.
Some great wrestling right there.
Good stuff. Aaron Simpson, thanks for coming on. Glad to have you as always.
Thanks for having me.
You'll have to take us down Mill Ave later and enjoy the sights and sounds of Tempe.
Going to bed after this.